Everyone is looking for the quickest way to shed the winter weight in time for the summer. That's very important. The most popular diet. Yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at you. You should be looking at me. It's the most popular diet at the moment, and it's all about keto, everybody, but also intermittent fasting.
Yeah, so here to explain what each of these diets mean is host of Armchair Nutritionist podcast, Danny Zederman. So you're not a nutritionist, but you're very interested in this. You talk to everyone who's experts on this subject, right?
That's right. I'm not a nutritionist, but in the day and age that we live in with the internet and podcasts, if you want to learn from the masters about something you have a passion for, you certainly can, and that's what I've done.
Well, we know Jordan's super into keto diet. He talks about it all the time. So for anyone that doesn't know exactly what it means, what's keto?
So the keto diet, basically the human body is an amazing thing. We have the ability to run on two fuel sources. Glucose, which is basically what your body turns carbohydrates into, and fat. Most people don't know how to burn fat, so what the keto diet is, it's training your body to use fat as fuel. And the way you do that is you up your fat intake and you really restrict your carb intake. So the fat intake on a keto diet is about 70% fat. You've got about 20 to 25% protein, and only about 5 to 10% of your calories come from carbs. And that fluctuates because if you're training, you can eat a few more carbs. If you're not training and you're not into exercise, you want to eat less carbs. But what you want to do is teach your body to use fat as fuel.
Okay, so you're saying I can eat a lot of avocados.
Avocado is king on the
Yes,
keto diet.
that's all you had to tell me.
What are some of the benefits of the diet, Danny? I mean, because there's all types of diets out there, but what are some of the things besides the obvious that come with a diet?
Well, obviously, we all want to look good naked, right? So if you do the keto diet and you teach your body to burn fat, you're going to shed those excess pounds that you might not want. Some of the other benefits is you're going to reduce inflammation. When you eat carbohydrates, a lot of them, especially the refined ones, will cause inflammation in your body. And inflammation causes disease. So if you want to avoid that, you want to avoid carbohydrates. You're going to have enhanced sleep. One of the main benefits is you get a mental clarity. You know, when you eat lunch, and then after lunch around 2, 3 o'clock, you feel like taking a nap. But when you're on the keto diet, you don't have that because there's just a sustained energy.
Yeah, I've always heard if you're really tired after you eat, you're not eating the right foods.
Exactly.
So what are other foods you should and shouldn't eat on the keto diet?
Well, on the keto diet, like I said, avocado is king. You want to eat whole fat dairy, grass-fed beef. You want to eat a lot of avocados, coconut oil. You can eat nuts, whole eggs. Those are things you want to eat. What you want to avoid is anything refined. So, like what they say is when you go shopping at the grocery store, always shop around the perimeter of the store.
Yeah.
You want to eat a lot of vegetables, green leafy ones. You want to eat a lot of meat. Obviously, you got to put fat into your body because that's what you're using as fuel.
Danny, another thing that's a buzzword along with keto that everybody's hearing is this thing, IF. It's known as IF, but intermittent fasting.
Absolutely.
Can you explain to people who keep hearing that, like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
So intermittent fasting is basically what you're doing is you're eating in a feeding window. The most common intermittent fasting time is 16 hours of not eating and 8 hours of eating.
Now, see, that sounds insurmountable for people. Like, they freak out when they see 16 hours of fasting. How does that work?
It's really not that difficult. So let's say you eat dinner, you're done with dinner at 8 o'clock, and you go to bed at 10 o'clock. So there's 2 hours right there. Just don't eat before you go to bed. If you sleep for 6 to 8 hours, then you've got that built in. When you wake up in the morning, just try your hardest not to eat until you hit that 16-hour point. There are going to be periods where you're hungry, but once you start doing it, it becomes easier and easier because your body becomes accustomed to it.
So what happens to your body when you do IF?
There are
What's
amazing benefits. Scientific research is all over intermittent fasting. One of the components is anti-aging. Another component is, once again, sleep. You're going to shed those excess pounds, and there's a lack of inflammation. You're training your body. Like, don't forget, in our primal state, when we came from cavemen, we weren't used to eating every 3 to 4 hours. That's just not how we were built metabolically.
That's so true. Hey, Danny, before we let you go, real quick picture I want to show of our guy we work with at ESPN 1000. One of the biggest sports voices in Chicago, has benefited immensely from this diet. It's David Kaplan right there. That's
Look at him.
before on the left, and that's him on the right. He's done a fantastic job following the principles of this keto diet, and that could be you guys out there. So, Danny, we are so honored, and as a friend, it's great to have you in to share your knowledge here and your wisdom. A guy can do it all: sports, and then also diet, nutrition, and lifestyle, most importantly. So make sure you follow Danny's podcast, The Armchair Nutritionist. Do it right now and to get more tips from local experts, because not just Danny's knowledge, he's listening to others with immense knowledge.